So it's been a while since I've been over here, and this boat right here wasn't even painted yet, or it didn't even have motors or anything on it. I'm not even sure what kind of boat it is, but whoever's building it is doing a good job in their driveway here. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments. What's up, everybody? First off, thank you for joining on my little survey there, and kind of shows me which direction I need to go with this whole YouTube thing here. And it seems like you like the new boats, the walkthroughs, and me fixing things, of course. That seems to be the main thing on my channel here, so we're going to continue that theme. And today we got to go all the way over to Ruskin or Apollo Beach in that area and look at a 380 whaler, brand new one. It's nice. And I actually diagnosed this boat a little while ago. We were waiting for some parts, and we got some water pumps to put in it and a couple other things. But we'll check the boat out. It's real nice, and I'll show you some of the common problems with the water pumps. So let's get started. We are here, and here she is, 380 beast. I gotta get it down on the lift here. So let me do that so we can jump in here. Got a little bit of a gap between here and here. Get it lower down so I can hop across here. Look at this, 4 300s. Thing's sweet. It's got its own house. So yeah, let me get it down and we'll jump in, check it out. Alright, I think I got everything I need here. Let's hop on, bridge the gap. Alright, so let's check this boat out real quick because it's pretty sweet. It's a 380. I think this thing's a 2023, maybe a 2024, but she is brand new. Very nice. Get Simrad. Let's open up our door here. These cabins always seem to be bigger than you think when you go down in here. Yeah, so we have pretty good sleeping area here. It's kind of low, but it's actually pretty far back there. And I like how they got these big rod holder inserts right here that go through there. Real nice. And of course it's going to win points for the bull sink. America. Got this little bathroom here. Very nice. And of course, you're gonna have AC down here. You're gonna die in this hole in this weather. All right, let's look at the dash real quick, and then we'll get to fixing our water pumps here. Close this back up. Let's check out the dash real quick. It's a classic whaler. There we go. Got Simrads, AC at the dash. All of our switches that are not Bocatech. These are all just manual switches, which I like because they seem to hold up a little bit better than the digital ones. This thing has a joystick, of course, and we've got a Seakeeper up there. There's our VHF radio, which actually has the remote down here. Makes it easier. Like to the jail audio, our little knob. This basically is the whole stereo, and you have all your controls on the Simrad, so it's all NEMA together. You touch here, and this is your volume and mute. It's a pretty cool idea. Keeps the stereo off the dash here. And I got a spotlight. Real nice. And plenty of rod holders everywhere, of course, because this is a fishing machine. So let's get in our hole here, because we are needing to go down here, because both our water pumps are in here, which I like about Whaler because everything's pretty accessible. So we'll take a look inside here. Let me get it opened up. And there we go. A generator. I'm not sure where the Seakeeper is on this thing. I'm gonna guess that it's somewhere forward. I don't see it down here. Let's run through our components real quick here since we're down here. We got our twin battery chargers, power steering pump for the Mercury. Here we got our fish box pump out. I guess that's our waste pump out right there. We have all of our strainers here, dual bilge pump, which means it's got a high water one. There's another pump for the bait well. And what we got here, that's an air conditioning pump right there. Here's another power steering pump, because these are probably tie barred together, so you only have 2 pumps. And here we have a sounder module. That's for our structure scan, so it's got 3D imaging. That's really cool. And then here we have our raw water pump. This one right here has failed. I think it's just a pressure switch, so we'll take it apart. I'll show you the common problem with these, because typically these motors don't fail. It's always a stupid switch down here. And it's all of the pumps, they all do it. And over here, here's our freshwater pump. And this one, I don't know if the water got into it or something happened here, but we have a direct short. And I'll show you how I figured that out. Pretty simple. But let's pull these off here. We'll do one at a time. And so let's start with our raw water here. I'm going to get this off here, they're very simple. These 2 tabs right here, 4 screws, and unplug it, and away she goes. So let me get this off, and we'll pull the bottom apart and take a look at it. All right, we got her out. Here's our old one. We got a brand new one right here, same exact pump. Got new mounts for it, and if you get it from Whaler, because this is a warranty item, they're putting the Deutsch connector on it. Most of the time, or every time that you buy a brand new one of these pumps, it's just going to be bare wire, so you might have to add the Deutsch or heat shrink them, whatever you need to do. We also have, they're over here, new mounts for it, so we'll put those on. But first, I'm curious because this pump didn't short out like the other pump did, which is tripping the breaker basically. Every time you flip the switch for the fresh water, trips the breaker. Okay, no big deal. This one doesn't trip the breaker, but doesn't work. So typically these motors don't fail. This is the most common problem I see with these, is this guy right here. This is a pressure switch, and what it does is once it builds pressure, it causes the switch to activate, which turns the motor off, so it doesn't just sit there and run and build more and more pressure. So let's pull this off and see actually what's inside here. It should be some kind of spring or something. It's the fun part of my job, is taking stuff apart and seeing how it works. Let's zip this out since we already know it's bad and it's going back. Oop, there's part of it. That's, I guess, our power wire, so that's what's activating it right here, on and off. I'm not sure what's inside here, but let's see if we can keep taking stuff apart here. I don't know what that screw is for. Oh, we got more screws. Probably gonna shoot at me if there's a spring in there. Oh, nope. So, yeah, see, it's just a diaphragm. So yeah, there's that pressure switch. You can hear it. That's typically, for some reason, what fails, and you can't buy this piece. Oh, there's a little rubber piece, but not sure why, but this seems to be the most common problem, is these switches. These motors themselves are pretty simple. They've been making electric motors forever. But what turns it on and off, having pressure, don't know why, but this one is stuck closed so that it won't open to get the pump to work. But that little piece right there ruins the pump. So let's install a new one. Okay, we are in, and we should be able to plug this in. I got the switch on. The breaker's not tripped anymore. When we plug this in, we should. Well, let's make sure that they wired it the right way too. This is backwards, it'll do the same thing. Looks like we're good. Power on that side. Yep. Turned right on. So this switch is working. Pumping what little water that we have left in the raw water right there. It's coming off of our hose right here for our bait well. So let me turn this off, because she'll just stay running if I don't. Alright, we'll turn that off. We know that one's working now. Let's do our fresh water. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult because we're kind of in a tight space here, but I'll have to not use a drill to get these screws out. I'll use my screwdriver here, and same thing. 2 wires, 1 plug, easy on and off. So let me get this switched out, and we'll take a look at this pump. So here again is our old pump. Not a big deal to remove, just couldn't get my drill in there because it's so tight. This is actually a 3.5. That big pump right there is a 5, so this one's a little bit smaller. This one has a little bit different style pressure switch here, so not sure what's under this cover. If you look though, this is the old, this is the new. They've updated this somewhat. Still looks like it's 3 screws, same mounting spot, but a little bit different pressure switch. Maybe they've realized that these are sometimes faulty and they've updated the design to make it better, so let's hope that's the case. But this one was directly shorted, which means that the ground somehow is transferring over to our power, which just trips a breaker right away, or will blow a fuse, whatever. So let's pull this off. I'm curious to see what's underneath this one. Looks like the exact same thing, just a different body to mount it on here. And I'm guessing this screw right here has to do with where they want that pressure set at. So that is pushing on that diaphragm on the inside to allow the switch to work. So I guess if we pull this off, it's going to look exactly the same. Oh, that one actually pushed the little diaphragm out of there. So there's that spring. It's not on the inside here. This is just a switch that you hear. So the spring is actually in the pump. That pushes on it. So usually you don't have this problem where it shorts out, but it's pretty simple to find. All I did was unplug this and turn that switch on, and it wasn't flipping the breaker anymore, which means it had power and it was shorting out between our wires here. Also check to make sure these are on the right way, because you don't want these to be backwards. But something happened internally here. No big deal, happens. But this is a 2-for-1 because usually you only have one pump fail, not both. And we've got a pressure switch on one and a direct short on the other. So kind of a unique situation here. But let's get our fresh water in here, and we're about done here. So we slap that in, we'll see if it works. All right, we have our pump in. Lines are hooked up, power's hooked up. Let's fire it up here. We'll use our hose in the back to test it here. I hear her running. It's not blowing any breakers. Should build pressure and turn off unless something's on. You can hear, oh, see, there's that switch. It's working. So let's fire up our hose right here quick. She's alive. It's working good. Put that back. All right, both our pumps are done here. Everything's working. I'll clean up my mess here. I only got one thing left to do, which you don't even have to see, no big deal. Those non-skid pads here. I have new ones right here to replace because they're starting to peel up. So I'm gonna clean those up and slap some new ones on there, and this boat's done. Look how flat the water is. You see the reflections of the clouds and everything. Pretty day. Still a little too hot out though. So let me finish cleaning up here, get my non-skid on, and let me know in the comments what you think of this 380. I like this boat. It's an ultimate fishing machine. You got generator, seakeeper, 4 engines, I mean air conditioning at the dash, everything you need here. So pretty sweet. Let me know, and as always, I appreciate everybody watching. I will see you next time. Later. I just noticed something pretty cool. So we got an entrance here with our fresh water, and they thought about it. We have our side entrance. We got fresh water right here too. Pretty clever, whaler.